Islam, anywhere in the world, does not support human rights, period. And here's why. In 1948, Eleanor Roosevelt was successful in finally getting the United Nations to adopt the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Underscore the word universal. Now, one country did not sign that, and that was Saudi Arabia. And they did not sign it because the king said he was the guardian of all Islam, and Sharia was not acceptable under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So he didn't sign it. Now Mecca, remember, is in Saudi Arabia. But he put a stake in the ground back then to say, you guys who are not Muslim can have your Declaration of Human Rights. We aren't going to buy into that. Even though there were countries who had Muslims in them at the time did sign it. But his refusal to sign it sent a signal throughout the Muslim world that said that human rights doesn't apply to them. Let me explain. I love this part. I love this part. And anyone who even thinks that Islam supports human rights and belongs in the same universe with everyone else is whacked. Is whacked. Because here's what they said in 1990 when they created the Islamic Declaration of Human Rights. 1990. It defines, it says, all human beings form one family. Wow, that's cool. All human beings form one family whose members are united by their subordination to Allah. What? So, you get this now. This is their word. Unless you are a practicing Muslim under traditional Islam now, not some moderate, because there's no moderate Islam, under traditional Islam, you are not considered a human being at all under the Islamic Declaration of Human Rights. You are not a human unless you are a Muslim. God. And so what you need to understand is that unless you are a Muslim, you are a kafir, or you're a dhimmi, which means you're an infidel, card-carrying, equal opportunity infidel. You're a non-believer, and you are not protected under this concept that they put on. The Cairo Declaration says, God, I love this. The right to life is guaranteed to every human being. It's forbidden to take a life except for Sharia prescribed reason. Sharia prescribed reason now, not any other law. And what might those be? Well, there's the usual suspects like murder. Well, everybody agrees to that. But then there's the Sharia specific ones that say you can kill a kafir or a non-believer, no problem. They're not a human being, remember. So you can kill them, you can take their life, as if in jihad. So if you are doing jihad, which is a war, it is a war against people. It is not some internal, fluffy, inner struggle. Don't believe that bullshit. So right away, someone like me, and probably someone like you, if you're a Christian or a Jew or an atheist or some other free thinker, if you are not a Muslim practicing Islam as prescribed in the Quran, the Hadith, and the Shura, you are kafir and you are not considered human under Islam. Don't you just love that? Here's another one. And this gets at the legal basis under Sharia for honor killing, which is why it's a plague in the Muslim community. And it says, this is under Sharia law, both parents and grandparents will not be guilty if they kill one of their children. So unlike the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it says, you can't be doing that. Under the Islamic Declaration of Human Rights, honor killing is protected. And what about a common area like marriage? Well, under the Islamic Declaration of Human Rights, men and women can marry with no restrictions to race, color, or nationality. Well, isn't that wonderful? But what's missing? Religion. Religion is missing. You can't have cross-religion marriage except a Muslim woman cannot marry kafir, which means a Muslim woman must marry a Muslim man. Period. But a Muslim man can marry a non-Muslim woman or a kafir. The most widely known example of that is President Obama's mother, who was kafir and married a Muslim man, which makes President Obama, whether he likes it or not, whatever he says, according to Islam, according to Saudi Arabia, according to the main dude, he's a Muslim. Sucks to be him. Here's another one. This is like 1984 doublespeak, right? The Cairo Declaration says, a woman is equal to a man in human dignity. But the men get to define what the human dignity for women is. Don't you love that? In Sharia, it prescribes how a woman is to be beaten for not obeying her husband. I don't understand the equal part there. I mean, it actually prescribes, this is how you do it. This is how you beat your wife. And if you beat your wife this way, you are protecting her equal human rights. What? So here's another one, and why extremely high vigilance against any whiff of the introduction of Sharia into this country, the United States. You need to uber react. In the Islam Declaration of Human Rights, it says everyone is equal before the law, except kafirs, non-Muslims. You are not equal under Sharia. A kafir, I can't testify against a Muslim in a Sharia court. Where's the equal thing going on? And Sharia is supposed to be the law of the universe, according to Islam. That's equality under Sharia. Get out of here. Let's talk about free speech. The Islamic Declaration of Human Rights says that everyone shall have the right to express his opinion freely. Now, go to any Sharia-driven country or Sharia-driven segment of a country and try doing that. Say anything that criticizes or raises doubt about Islam or Muhammad, and watch what happens. You'll end up with your head on your chest. Where's the Declaration of Human Rights? I mean, what is wrong with these people? The final coup de grace, or coup de grace if you don't speak French like me. The Declaration, the Islamic Declaration of Human Rights ends with the caveat that says all rights and freedoms stipulated in the Declaration are subject to Sharia law. There's nothing so Anyone who is not Muslim is not covered under that, and therefore Muslims and Islam can do whatever they want to you. Anything they do, any war they start, any fight they start, any jihad they do, any murder they do to someone who is not a Muslim is okay. Is okay. Look, you can't have two sets of books unless you're a bad guy, right? You can't have one set of books that you give to one group called the government, IRS, whatever, or your shareholders, and another set that you keep because you're stealing from them. This crap with two different declarations of human rights is crap, right? Islamic nations, whether they're Sunni or Shia, have signed, all of them have signed up in 1990 to this Islamic Declaration of Human Rights. And they feel they get a pass. You go try to have a conversation with a Muslim and say, now, do you believe in human rights? And they will say yes. But their fingers will be crossed behind their back because they're talking about the Islamic Declaration of Human Rights, not the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That's bullshit. If you hear anything about Sharia, just go batshit crazy. Anywhere. Okay. Thanks for watching. Carry on.